Hey everybody, it's me. I'm a little behind today because I just got home, but that's okay because I set up a lot of my show last night. Welcome and good to see you. Today we're going to talk about creep, not as in a creep, although, well, we'll talk about a creep too, but we're talking about the verb creep and what's going on with this weird lockdown culture that we seem to have suddenly, and that thing that some are calling, let me think of a synonym, the large do-over. You know what I'm saying? Well, you'll know what I'm saying in 1 minute because I'm going to play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Knight. And stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. It's Monday, the 23rd of November of Thanksgiving week. And wow, there's a little deja vu going on there because I'm like, did I say that before? Or did I have no idea. But it is... Oh, Cindy, yeah, I saw your comment last night. Usually the comments only last the first half hour, just FYI. Anyway, it's Thanksgiving week, and we cooked our first turkey last night because in the Dawg Knight household, we cook 3 turkeys Thanksgiving week. We cook one, a small one, mainly just for soup. Then we cook a second one, just so everyone who comes to our house has leftovers. And then we cook a third one on Thanksgiving morning for the people who are eating at our house. And this year we've had to change it up a little bit because we're not having as many people at our house this year due to the visitor from the Far East that seems to be screwing up everybody's lives. And now, not because the government's telling us not to, because we were going to have our family over and some friends, and our governor apparently says that you can only have people in your own household at your house right now. And I'm like, Governor Walz, you can eat my shorts, but unfortunately, my daughter's significant other has been diagnosed with COVID. Now he's not showing any symptoms as far as I know. We haven't heard anything crazy, and then the 2 of the other people who are just very dear friends of ours who always come over Thanksgiving are really they're real nervous about COVID. So they've been all ultra cautious. So they're not going to come. And then my son and his significant other are going to be here. And maybe her parents, I don't know. But then my son's significant other's sister, who live right down the street from us, they've come down with COVID. So we did cook a turkey last night to cut up for leftovers and then also to make soup with. And because my wife always takes the carcass, throws it in a pot, boils it for however many hours you got to boil it, and then discards all the bones and stuff and takes extra meat and makes turkey soup every year. And so everyone leaves our house with bags of turkey soup and whatever. This year, we're going to have to deliver food to all our friends, but we're going to do that Wednesday night. And then on Thursday on Thanksgiving, we're still having my son over and possibly his significant other's parents, depending on where they are in the world. They travel a lot, but they thought they might be here for Thanksgiving. And so that's what we're doing. So I'm cooking full meal. I mean, we're cooking the whole damn deal, man. We're cooking the whole damn meal over the next 2 days, and then we're going to be delivered on Wednesday, and then I'll cook another meal on Thanksgiving morning. Much smaller scale though. Usually we have 10, 12, 15 people at our house, and I usually buy the biggest turkey I can find in the 25-pound range, and we go whole hog. But this year it's just going to be a small group, which is fine. Whatever, it happens. And welcome to my nightmare. Anyway, let's say good morning to everybody before we get into the news today. First in the chat, at least. Now, my chat jumped, so I don't remember if it says Richo is here first. I'm thinking it was Richo. Well, Richo, I'm going to give you the bell And it worked. Hot damn. And then also good morning to CNN Sucks, the most redundant name on the internet. Also good morning Gunbot61, who also has our first who is our first donor of the day. And of course I did reset the donors, but I'm still gonna put you up there, Gunfox. Hang on a second. We'll just do that real quick. And Gunfox,
you are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
Thank you very much, Gunfox61, with the what'd I do there? There we go. Who says, okay, my rant of the day. We're gonna get a Gunfox rant. So before I finish saying hi to everybody, you're getting a rant here, and then I'll just start over with the good mornings. Boy, the Dem-controlled cities are seeing record high murder rates, and yes, their lives don't matter. They wanted to defund the police, and this is what they get. I hope all the local businesses close and they lose their jobs. Ouch! Damn! I feel you, Gunfox, but damn! Oh my goodness, my goodness. In some circles they might say, but it's not. It's not really. But I'm sure the people in those Democrat cities would tell you that. It's funny because this weekend on Twitter, apparently, I think it was in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. They had one of those, the opposite of passive pew pew events, right? In a mall. And for some reason, it was interesting because it trended on Twitter for a little while, and the apparently the suspect was of the paler persuasion, if you know what I mean. And so that's like, I'm like, oh, so that's why it's trending, because the suspect was of the paler persuasion. And then I go and I'm looking on, was it Philly, whatever the Philadelphia, is the Philadelphia Inquirer, the big paper in Philadelphia. I went on that website and I saw that Philadelphia has had just recently had its 21st mass pew pew incidents. And does anyone in the chat recall hearing about any of Philadelphia's 21 pew pew incidents this year? Now, I don't want this, and because it's amazing to me what trends and what doesn't. Now, so this mass pew pew incident happened apparently on a basketball court, and like 17 people got what's a word for it that I can say? Well, got pieces of whatever the pew pew spits out on them, in them. Fortunately, I think, as far as I know, only one person was fatally wounded. Am I making this clear enough? Only one person was fatally wounded, but 17 people got hit in this Matt's multiple pew pew incident. And he didn't hear anything about it in the national news or on Twitter. There's no hashtag. There's no this or that. And it's the 21st multiple pew pew incident in Philadelphia. And I'm thinking, why didn't any of those trend? And I don't, because here's the thing. Gunfox brought me to this first rant of the day, when about lives not mattering. And I don't care who's the perpetrator of the pew pew incident. But when the victims of the pew pew incident happen to be of a certain melanin content, you would think that'd be important also. But unless the perpetrator of the pew pew incident is of that melanin content, we're so worried about making sure we elevate these incidents that being so cryptic here, not cryptic, my friend cryptic, but just cryptic. it's just it's crazy. I don't know. It's anyway. Thank you, GunFox61, for the second donation of the day using Streamlabs. Remember, you can do that through Streamlabs and YouTube Super Chat. Also, if they want to continue this insanity, then why should we have to fund their welfare and pay for their stupidity? Well, yeah, who are they? You're talking about people who are low-income people, I'm assuming. Anyway, but because really, again, 80% of people, the melanin content that we might assume you're talking about, don't live in poverty. That's the other thing. Poverty rates went down significantly over the last 4 years. And but I get what you're saying here, pay for their stupidity, but then Murderapolis wants to have their police department to call in other police departments because they defunded their police. Yeah, Minneapolis is a interesting case study. And it's they're figuring out real quick that maybe, just maybe, their whole defund or defraud or whatever it's called is complete and utter bullshit. But anyway, all right, let's get into the show a little bit here. Thank you very much, GunFox61. I really appreciate your support, and thank you for also managing the Discord, because I wish I had more time to do that, but I do go on and see the stuff you post, and I really appreciate it. All right, let's finish saying good morning, everybody. Good morning to Richo and Gunfox and CNN Sucks, as I've said already. Also, good morning, Maddie and Ronan, who's surely in the background or driving right now. Good morning, also Keenan. I'm going to scroll down here. Good morning, Tony Topanga. That's a name I don't see that often, but I'm glad you're back. Nice to see you. Good morning, Bobcat Klein. Another new name I haven't seen before, but I know you've been here, but I just don't remember the name. Good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg. Also, good morning, Cindy Rochelle, Select a Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Also, good morning, Wikipedia Snippet, DI Freighter Watcher. Let's see, as I scroll down here, Aaron Meredith, what's up? And holy moly, y'all have been talking a lot here. Good morning, Zabla. Zabla is in the house. Good morning. Purple Pill Perspective, what's up? Tarai Deos is in the house. Kay Shull, what's happening? Good morning to Renee Mayette. Attack Alpaca's here. Good morning. I said Wikipedia Snippet, but I'll say it again. I'll say it again if I want to. Good morning, James PFP. Also, good morning to Zach Osborne, what's happening? Good morning, Cynical Lindsay. Good morning to wow, there's a lot of y'all been busy this morning. Oh, it's K-Show's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear K-Show. Happy birthday to you. And good morning to Tyler F. Oh, by the way, happy that's for K-Show. Let's party. All right. Also, good morning, too. Who else? Katie did skates in the house. This is Kyle, who just did a donation that says, hello, chat people, and P-Dawg. Well, hello, Kyle. How are you? Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Howard Welsh. That's another name I haven't seen that often. Nice to see you back. All right. And if you are new here, or if you just happened to get the notification from somebody else, or clicked over because you saw a Twitter thingy or whatever, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell thingy after you subscribe to get notifications, or you can follow me on Twitter, Minds, Gab, and Parler. I also put those out on those platforms. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about Creep, because I read an interesting thread on Twitter yesterday. Oh, I just forgot. It's also, you know what Monday is? Let's see if this is even working. Holy shit, what's going on here? Let's try something real quick. Why isn't this working? Goodness gracious. Hang on a second. Because, okay, I'm having a little problem here. I'm having a little technical difficulty with my, my toys. All right, well, I guess it will not be Metal Monday. It's supposed to be Metal Monday today. Good morning, Jonas Pedersen, by the way. I just saw you come in. Also, Duck Dog. I only come to seek Kyle. I have only come to seek Kyle. Well, at least you're seeking Kyle, because if you seek Amy, that would be wrong. Anyway, toys. Yeah, my little electronic toys. Apparently one of them decided to flake out on me for some reason. Because, here, let's try this. I'm going to try one thing real quick, because it's Metal Monday. And I just finally got back to using toys that make Metal Monday a thing. And the whole damn thing is not cooperating with me. Well, it's not Metal Monday today. Good luck. Anyway, all right. Don't see Kyle. So here's what I was talking about when I was talking about creep. And I'm talking about, when I say the title of the stream today, creep, is about government creep. And this very, very interesting thread talking about the so-called Great Reset that you keep hearing about and what that's about. And in fact, who's to my Canadian friends in the chat, your prime minister even said the words, the Great Reset. And I think he made a mistake when he let that slip out of his mouth out loud. But anyway, so this sinister Great Reset stuff suggests we really might be approaching the end of history this time, not with the worldwide acceptance of classical liberalism, but with its decisive rejection in favor of soft and limited, so-called, authoritarianism. The new consensus spreading among Western political elites is that some issues must be taken off the table, placed beyond the reach of voters, settled, so to speak, and thus enforced by power that cannot be subordinated to democracy. Is this ringing a bell? In other words, the list of things free people don't get to vote against or refuse to accept grows longer. The size and power of centralized government swells to a scale undreamed of by the founders of a constitutional republic. Very little of it can be voted out of office. This is all supposedly justified in the name of protecting what remains of democracy. Remember, he's ruining he's a threat to democracy. And sanding the rough edges off of capitalism. The elites tell themselves they aren't really authoritarians. Oh, we're not authoritarians. We just are trying to protect the people, right? Good morning, Donatello Slapfellow. They're just helping true liberty flourish by limiting it and nourishing it. The people cannot be allowed to make choices that would interfere with the government-provided rights of others. In other words, the socialized goods and services everyone is entitled to. People must be made free from want, from insult, even from the need of work. Whatever remains of a free society after those authoritarian boundaries are drawn will become the new playground sandbox of liberty, smaller but safer and more comfortable. All that is not steel will be velvet. All that is not demanded will be provided. The elite will find just the right amount of authoritarian control to protect the people. You'll still be allowed to own some capital provided you use it in the right way. You can be ambitious, but not greedy. You can speak sort of freely, but only about approved topics. Wow, it sounds like YouTube. This is now the great illusion of the 20th century, brought into focus by the coronavirus pandemic, which will be employed to kill classic liberalism by supposedly proving that the most important challenges can only be tackled with authoritarian control. The delusion will be that authoritarianism can be tamed and harnessed to protect free societies. Authoritarianism will become the sleek, scientific, industrial, and moral engine that pulls free people into the new century and beyond. The political class will tell you this is a modest and necessary imposition on liberty. They're just putting a few dangerous things where your adorable childlike hands can't reach them. They're just requiring you to accept a few more points of consensus. The list of commands you cannot refuse will just get a little longer, as will the list of questions you are not allowed to ask, the words you are not allowed to use, the things you cannot buy or sell, the alternatives you are not permitted to seek. Parlor? Very smart people of unimpeachable moral authority and unquestionable wisdom will draw some heavy lines. You will be permitted to color within them as you wish, using the acceptable colors provided to you. You won't be allowed to be dangerous or unpredictable anymore. In every aspect, it's the end of classic liberalism, the end of universal freedoms and inalienable rights, of absolute limits on political control. Constitutional limits on what you can vote for will be replaced by lists of what you aren't allowed to vote against. You may elect some of the deciders, but you won't be making the big decisions, and you will not be allowed to reject the consensus. Climate change, anybody? When capitalism is dominated by politics, risk is replaced by consensus and reward by entitlement. It's safer and smaller. And I just thought that was a fantastic thread. It's the government creep, though, and I've been saying this. I really believe this, and I don't know where I read it. This is an original thought of mine, but it's sunk in so well. All these coronavirus restrictions that they're throwing at us now because we have this deadly pandemic, right? It seems like a dress rehearsal, doesn't it? It seems like a dress rehearsal for what they're going to do when it comes to climate change, right? Because they're going to, if the right people get in power and then they decide that they're going to make it so nobody else can get in power, as in adding states, splitting up states, adding Supreme Court justices so that they can be forever in power, and then they get to tell you what the government provided rights are. You have the rights to do this, but you don't have the right to be against what we say, as in obey. That is when the American experiment dies. And I think it's very important that we do not let the American experiment die. I really, truly believe that we are the hope, because you see it in other places, man, where they're telling you what you can and cannot say. You're not allowed to hurt someone's feelings by having a different opinion. You're not allowed to, if the government tells you you must stay in your home, you can be arrested for leaving your home. Gotta tell you, it's quite frightening. Almost makes me want to move to Georgia and vote. I gotta tell you, it's quite scary. Anyway, moving on. Good morning, John Arnott. Good morning, Fight for Your Rights. Somebody else showed up that I can't remember. Oh, Avocados Diabli, how you doing? I think I caught everybody so far. And and by the way, if you're just here lurking and enjoying the show, thank you. Thank you for being here. We have over 50 people here already. This is fantastic for a Monday. So, by the way, and it's really important that you share the stream out, gang. Share the stream. It's funny. I got over that 1,000 mark and I was up at 1,030, and then I think I lost some people just because YouTube kind of tends to purge accounts that aren't active. So I'm sure I had a bunch of inactive accounts. So it would be really helpful if you shared the stream out. invite other people that you know are up this time of day to enjoy the show, and hopefully they will enjoy the show. If they if you make it here once, if you get here one time, I think it's possible to know that you're enjoying the show, especially when it's Metal Monday, right? Metal Monday is one of the great days on the show, and in fact, let's see if this works. I don't hear anything. Oh, well, so much for Metal Monday. Do I have this turned on? Aha. I hear it. Now, when I say Metal Monday, it usually just means music with a lot of guitars. Yes, I know it's really loud right now, but now that I fixed my toy, I'll say hi to Hey Larry and Chicago Mike. It's Metal Monday on the Morning Night Live. Yes, I will turn that down a little bit just so that you can hear yourselves and hear me think or talk or whatever. And oh, that's still loud. Holy smokes. Let me see if I can fix it on this end. There we go. Anyway, it's Metal Monday on the Morning Night Live. Did anyone see... I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Oh, let me do some thank yous real quick. Thank you, Jedi Ghost Bear, Tyler F., Renee Mayette, Maddie, Cynical Lindsay, Six, and Cindy Rochelle. Everyone who's tweeting out the show today or sharing it on social media, you can hit the share arrow down there and send that out. Metal Monday, it's supposed to be loud. Well, I can make it loud, but people got to be able to hear themselves or they got to be able to hear me. Although I can just talk louder too. Okay, there we go. All right, no, I can't do that. I got to keep it where you can. I got to make sure you can hear me. Good morning, Cairo Alexander. How you doing? No Freebird. Now, look, my metal music's all instrumental and stuff that's not going to get me copyright, the strikes or whatever. So it's all stuff that's on my my music service. Anyway, also thank you, Chicago Mike, for sharing the show. All right, let's talk about the guy on the picture on the thumbnail today. Did you hear about the? Here, let me find this real quick because this is embarrassing. Andrew Cuomo. Now, it was later Friday when when I got off the show. We heard some news about the governor of New York is going to receive a special award. Yes, Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York will receive the International Emmys Founder Award in recognition of his leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic and his masterful use of TV to inform and calm people around the world. The Emmy will be presented to Governor Cuomo on November 23rd, which is today. I am dumbfounded by this choice. It is completely and utterly embarrassing as a citizen of the United States of America. I just got to tell you. Good morning to the big guy. What's up? It's a travesty. This jackass, yes, and I call lots of people jackass. Hell, I've even called the president jackass at times. But this jackass, there are actually people out there supporting this idea. Now, I'm just going to go down here. Siraj Hashmi says, I need the shittiest take you have. Let's see what came up on this. Oh, there's supposed to be 16. What the hell's going on here? There's all these, oh no, nobody answered that. That's like giving Jimmy Fallon an Emmy for comedy. Is this a joke? Are you on meth? Please don't associate meth with this take. Meth doesn't deserve that. Unbelievable. Y'all about done yourself. Say it with me now. Incestuous, 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 incestuous. The Emmy for Outstanding Innovation in Reducing Nursing Home Overcrowding goes to Andrew fucking Cuomo. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, I turned down the wrong one. Here, now. Let's try that again. There you go. Unbelievable. I just don't get it. Okay, there we go. Let's see what else. And they call Trump supporters cultish. Yeah, how about that? The New York's second worst state in America in deaths per capita scaled for population size. If New York was a country, it would be the worst in the world in deaths per capita by far, thanks to Andrew Cuomo sending COVID patients to nursing homes, and then all the people getting killed off in nursing homes. And then they hit it by any of the people who got COVID in the nursing homes around the people who they sent there with COVID. To say that they didn't die in the nursing homes, as soon as they got into critical condition, they would send them off to the hospital so they could say they wouldn't die in nursing homes. It could be upwards of 30,000 people that were killed in nursing homes because of his choices. Helpful to know that the Emmy supports giving awards to people whose policies are directly responsible for killing at least 6,500 New York seniors, with the actual number in the tens of thousands. What a ghoulish group of individuals. Yes, and that's where they were. He had his brother. He was on his brother's show, and they were laughing about it, making fun of Andrew Cuomo's nose. Yeah, this is check your logic. This is Trump's America. Now this person, well deserved. He has been America's rock during the pandemic. I woke every morning to watch the daily briefing. Yeah, did you watch the death counts in New York? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This award only makes sense in the context of how thousands of New Yorkers discovered their grandmas. We found her dead. This is the Founder Awards. I thought this was a joke when I saw it on Twitter on Friday. It's again, to me, this is a complete and utter embarrassment. What say you? I see an FTG in the chat. Yes. Hello, Anna Lynn. I see you made it this morning. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. And Johnny Hellcat, the original viewer of the Morning Night Live. So, let's talk a little bit about Sidney Powell, because there was some news last night that was breaking last night. I missed it because I went to bed early. Apparently, the Trump legal team issued a statement that they were distancing itself from Sidney Powell. It comes on the heels of Thursday's press conference where Powell, along with Rudy Giuliani and Jenna Ellis, laid out in broad strokes what they intend to show the courts, the state legislatures, Congress, and one or some combination of all. But by the way, I'm reading, this is from the Ace of Spades, which I thought I put on the screen, and I didn't. There we go. Will ultimately make the final decision as to who will be president come noon on January 20th, 2021. And equally important, the American people. I do not count the Democratic Party, its voters, and of course its globalist masters in that group. They are the enemy. They are the enemy. It also comes after an unfortunate public spat with political pundit Tucker Carlson, who, along with many others, are demanding that Powell and the others show them their evidence, lest she be labeled as a crank. And I'm a little bit in that category. Like I said last week, I said, put up or shut up. And I think they're working at the put up part. I think they still have several cases going to court. I personally think that they're looking at the unconstitutionality of changing laws the way they were done in some of the states, particularly in Pennsylvania, but I digress. From my perspective, we all know that this election was stolen by the enemy, starting with the plot that was unhatched months and even years ago, and when that was going to fail, an impromptu yet coordinated last-minute mass phony ballot dumping scheme across 6 states. Sidney Powell is likely working on the former insofar as the computerized aspect of the steal. As I stated last week, the scale of this is so massive and so involved that making the actual case ready for presentation would take months, with dozens of lawyers burning the midnight oil. As it is, the Electoral College will meet December 8th, and the ascertainment of their vote occurs on December 14th. I imagine lack of sleep, the emotional pressure, plus perhaps death threats might have caused tensions to fray a wee bit. Or else perhaps something else is going on behind the scenes. And this is from an article in the American Thinker. There are 2 ways to view all of this. It's the "it's all over" viewpoint. Powell overpromised and she's become a source of danger and mortification who must be jettisoned. Or there is a deep game afoot viewpoint. Here are the moving parts behind this approach. 1, the facts about Dominion and Smartmatic above. 2, the strong statistical indication about voter fraud. 3, Powell's statement to Larry O'Connor on Friday that she represents the people, not the president. And 4, the information that Michael Flynn Jr. and Lynn Wood provided about the administration separating for Powell for financial reasons and her still being in the fight. Currently, I believe this election was marked by epic fraud. You cannot convince me that Biden, who got 4, 5, or 6 people to his rallies as opposed to the 52,000 or so that Trump rallies in Pennsylvania, ended with more votes than Barack Obama. Nobody ever said proving this fraud would be easy, or sadly even possible. I'm treating unfolding like an epic novel with a surprise ending. I just wish I knew whether it was going to be a happy or a tragic ending. As alluded to by the author, both Michael Flynn and Lynn Wood seem to be stating that the separation involves the issue of fees being subject to government regulation. If Powell were not part of the official Trump legal team, then she would have a freer hand insofar as how and what she's going after. In terms of the optics as well as the emotions, we are all feeling the last thing we need for this is the last thing we need is for this kind of dirty laundry, to the extent that it really is, to be aired in public, and yet add more pressure on us and the president to cry uncle. It also doesn't help that the GOP is more and more piling on in siding with the enemy. It will be what it will be. There is no denying that the totality of circumstantial eyewitness and hard physical evidence that is yet to be destroyed proves beyond all doubt that this election was stolen. The question is, will the very flawed and doubtless frightened people see it for what it is and do the right thing, momentous as the consequences would be? So it's going to be a bit of a rough week, as JJ says here. But anyway, so let's get into a little bit about that, more about Sidney Powell. And if you didn't hear about it, the Trump legal team distanced itself from Sidney Powell after unproven claims. Well, yeah, because you don't prove the claims in the public, you prove them in the court. President Donald Trump's legal team issued a statement on Sunday distancing itself from attorney Sidney Powell after Powell had generated controversy with unproven claims. Sidney Powell is practicing law on her own, Trump's legal team said in the statement. She's not a member of the Trump legal team. She is also not a lawyer for the president in his personal capacity. I never was under the impression that she was a lawyer for the president. I never got that impression anyway, so I'm not sure what they did. Sid Vicious. That's kind of cute. I didn't even thought of calling her that. The move comes after Powell spoke at a press conference last week with Rudy Giuliani and Jenna Ellis. A portion of her remarks were later promoted by the Republican National Committee's official Twitter account. Trump tweeted over a week ago that Powell was part of his legal defense team, writing, "I look forward to Mayor Giuliani spearheading the legal effort to defend our right to free and fair elections." Rudy Giuliani, Joseph Giuliani, Victoria Townsend, Sidney Powell, and Jenna Ellis, a truly great team added to our other wonderful lawyers and representatives. So, and that's the other thing. Here's the tweet from the GOP. First, thank you, Purple Pill's Perspective with the 223. Oh, we have a sponsor. Another sponsor of the day. Here we go. An ad for our new sponsor. Let's see. Are your dentures staying in place too well? With Nancy Pelosi's Adventure Denture Cream, you'll be chasing your dentures around your mouth like Gollum and the One Ring. Speak like a drunken sailor without the crippling alcoholism. Thank you, Purple Pill Perspective. Please rate the ad. By the way, if you haven't been around for a while, I'm asking that if you don't have a poignant or witty comment to make in the super chats or the donation chats, write an ad for the show, because you are the sponsors of the show. And thank you, Pelosi's Adventure Denture Cream. That is fantastic. And thank you, Purple Pill's Perspective. I'm giving that an 8+. 8+. Whoops, not an 89 plus. Actually, you can, in fact, I said the scale should be on 1 to 10, but you can choose your scale. The recommended scale is 1 to 10, but yeah, so that's 10 high, low. Nancy Pelosi's Adventure Denture Cream. That's a fantastic new sponsor. I greatly appreciate it. All right, and I am being a little tougher judging. Not 8 is a fantastic score. 5 is a good ad, but average. And then below 5 is, they start getting bad. But that one's a good one. So you can use your own scale. Just 3 days ago, the GOP was retweeting Sidney Powell. Just 3 days ago, the official GOP Twitter account was tweeting out videos of Sidney Powell at the press conference. Now they're saying she's not involved in the campaign and doesn't represent the president. On November 14th, that's where the president did that. Anyway, Fox News host Tucker Carlson called out Powell over some of the claims that she made during the press conference this week, noting that she refused to appear on his show and allegedly became angry when repeatedly pressed for evidence. During the segment, Carlson highlighted the following. Okay, y'all know about this. We talked about this last week, so I'm going to skip this. But anyway, so now they are saying that she is not a part of the team, it's a fascinating development, I got to tell you. Certainly not one that I was expecting. It's a holiday week. Give them 12. Oh, are those birds? I don't even know what that little icon is. Is that a turkey or what the hell is that? Or is it a cornucopia? Dan Frater, what the hell is that? Is that a cornucopia? I don't know. It kind of looks like it. Oh, fuck Tucker. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. My jury is out on Tucker Carlson. Okay. I think Tucker, I don't know if he's participating in the fellation of the corporate cock, but or if he's just saying, look, is he saying the same thing I said last week? I'm like, put up or shut up, because time's wasted. And I say, look, get your shit into court, get your evidence, and get it in there now, because either that or it ain't gonna happen. Because the time, like I said, the Electoral College meets on December 8th. They vote on December 14th. Come on, get on with it. If you have the evidence, let's get it out there to somewhere where it makes sense. It doesn't have to be in the public, because I don't think, you don't want to play this out in the court of public opinion. But damn, let's go. So I can't blame Tucker, although it's confusing that she wouldn't go on Tucker, but she went on Newsmax like a couple days later. But whatever, I don't care. I mean, let's just get this show on the road. I don't care who does it. Let's hope that, I hope that what she has is rock solid as far as evidence goes. Good morning, Sapphire Dragon. How you doing? Oh, yeah. See, check your logic. I actually found turkeys. What are those? I still wonder. Are those I can't tell. It kind of looks like a cornucopia, but it's all good. Anyway, that's a good scale. Let's see here. Now, speaking of Sidney Powell, she promises a lawsuit of biblical proportions in the Trump fraud case. So she's not messing around here, and we'll see what she has. She always has. She's got her sweater game is interesting. Anyway, Now, this is the obviously updated Sunday afternoon. The Trump campaign distanced itself from Powell, writing a statement that Sidney Powell is practicing law on her own. She's not a member of the Trump legal team. She is also not a lawyer for the president in his personal capacity. Now, that's an interesting qualification there. Oh, we have a sponsor today, Big Ass Brick Company, with the donation of $223, which seemingly is an interesting number. I have a feeling that has something to do with ducks. Let's see, Big Ass Brick Company. We had Big Ass Brick Company. Big Ass Brick Company would like to offer you our flagship product, a Big Ass Brick, for when you need to pound sense into the member of Antifa. Remember, use Big Ass Brick. Yes! Thank you, Big Ass Brick Company. I appreciate the sponsorship of the show. There are several new companies sponsoring the show. Just listen to the donation chats or super chats, and you'll probably hear more about them. Easier to do on Streamlabs because you have an unlimited number of characters. Well, not unlimited, but you have a larger number of characters you could use without paying any extra money. Anyway. So the original article here, Trump attorney Sidney Powell, no longer Trump attorney, but attorney Sidney Powell, told Newsmax that she will file a lawsuit this week of biblical proportions that will allege that the election officials tampered with Dominion voting machines, which then gave incorrect vote totals that handed the election to Joe Biden. We've got rate that ad. Just the fact that it's Big Ass Brick Company definitely puts it on the 8 scale. Oh, we've got all kinds of scales here. We got the fireworks scale. We got the chicken and lollipops scale. We've got the turkey and pumpkin pie scale, and the turkeys, penguins, roosters, cocks, turkeys, cocks, penguins, and lizards. Okay, the scales are really getting diverse. Anyway, let's get back to this. We got tons of evidence. This is Sidney Powell saying, we've got tons of evidence. It's so much, it's hard to pull it all together, Powell told Newsmax. Powell has been promising a big lawsuit with evidence of fraud for 2 weeks. She explained, it's a massive project to pull this fraud claim together with the evidence that I want to put in. From the Epic Times, Powell said that voting systems algorithms provided Democrats 35,000 extra votes, although she didn't elaborate. She added that the Democratic candidate Joe Biden's votes were weighted at 1.25 times, while President Donald Trump's votes were parsed at 0.75%. The longtime lawyer and federal prosecutor also alleged that there were modifications to some voting machines after the legal cutoff for changes. Accusing against Dominion Voting Systems, a Canadian company out of Toronto, have been made by several prominent Trump supporters, as well as the QAnon group. What the fuck is a QAnon group? There is no QAnon group, okay? It's just some LARPer on the internet. Anyway, Powell is the first to offer any specifics about what Dominion has alleged to have done. Even more shockingly, Powell is going to accuse several governors of being involved in a pay-to-play scheme to use Dominion voting machines. She specifically mentioned Georgia Governor Brian Kemp also being corrupted in a pay-to-play scheme. Which makes me wonder, who's what's her name? God damn it. I see a picture. I see her gap in her teeth and I can't think of her name. Is she really the governor of Georgia now? I'm just wondering. Anyway, Dominion is denying all accusations. Dominion employees do not have access to the Canvas and adjudication system, nor do they operate it, the Toronto-based Toronto-based firm said in a statement. It added that access to the adjudication system resides within the election authority using it. Interesting. That's an interesting caveat now, isn't it? Let me read that again. Hello, Special K on Acid. Listen to this very carefully, what they said. Dominion employees do not have access to the Canvas adjudication system, nor do they operate it, the Toronto-based firm said in a statement. It added that access to the adjudication system resides within the election authority using it, and that the system is controlled through secure and verifiable user accounts, and all other voter intent adjustments are securely logged into the system and then recorded in the digital image of the ballot. Fascinating. So they're counting. Okay, first of all, note what they did there. We don't have any access to that. Only the election authority has access to that. Did you catch that? They're playing it off on the, they say, oh, we don't do that. We don't have access to it, but they have access to it. And then also, they record digital images of the ballots. And they're not counting the paper ballots, they're counting the digital images. Interesting. Because what if they duplicate and randomize digital images that you're counting? That's very interesting. Anyway, millions of Trump supporters will believe this. Oh. Now this is from PJ Media, who says millions of Trump supporters will believe this nonsense. It's doubtful if Powell even believes it, according to Mediaite. Mr. Kemp and the Secretary of State need to go with it because they're in on the Dominion scam with their last-minute purchase or award of a contract to Dominion of $100 million. The State Bureau of Investigation for Georgia ought to be looking into financial benefits received by Mr. Kemp and the Secretary of State's family about that time. Is she seriously going to court with this? When asked if she's really accusing an ally of the president of being involved in a conspiracy to defeat the president, Powell said, "We have certainly been told there is evidence of that." Now, this article says she doesn't have the evidence. She's been told that there's evidence. You have to wonder if the tons of evidence she has is similarly non-existent. Now, this is weird because she's not the type that usually comes out with stuff that she can't prove. And so it's really odd that I don't know. This is going to be let's just say it's going to be a very interesting week. Good morning, Kevin S. How you doing? Good morning, Hard Disk Fail, TC Ball. Nice to have you all in the house. I am dumbfounded. I have no idea what to think. Do I believe that there were some shenanigans going on? Of course there was. There's all kinds of the ballot harvesting and all that shit, but I oh my goodness, I don't know. I have no idea what to think. At one point, Powell claimed there were thousands of people who were complicit in the scheme. That should make it fairly easy to get to the truth, unless those thousands of people all took blood oaths or are sworn to silence. Finding a couple of people to sing should be a breeze. Someone in the White House needs an intervention, and it isn't Melania. That's the PJ Media take on this, which PJ Media is very supportive of the president too. But it's just interesting that now people are saying this is getting into, at least her stuff is just really hard to believe. And like I said, it's put up or shut up time. Now there is an interesting development here. Oops, what'd I do there? That's not what I want to do. Let's close that. There is an interesting development. Dominion. Here, hang on a second. Let's go to this fuller size here. So Dominion's Smartmatic non-compete agreement emerges despite claims of being fierce competitors. So one of their arguments is that there's no way that these two companies could have had any relationship to making any of this craziness happen, because they're supposed to be fierce competitors and would never cooperate in something. So despite the insistence between Dominion Voting Systems and Smartmatic, two of the tech firms embroiled in election glitch allegations that the pair are fierce competitors. Court documents analyzed by the National Pulse actually reveal the pair actually have a non-competition agreement. According to the summary of the law firm Potter Anderson Cochran in 2009, Dominion was a defendant in a 2009 suit against Smartmatic. In other words, it would be the license agreement contained a non-competition provision, which, among other things, prohibited Smartmatic from developing, marketing, or selling any licensed product in the United States. In other words, it would be illegal for the two firms to compete, a direct contradiction to the claims by the firms as well as by the media organizations as allegations of fraud swirled. As the follow-up lawsuit notes, the agreement's non-competition provision I already said that, prohibited the plaintiffs from selling licensed products in the United States. This unearthed ruling discredits Dominion's insistence it is a fierce competitor to Smartmatic. Media outlets have peddled similar narratives, with Associated Press fact-checked articles sharing Smartmatic's statement that the two companies are competitors in the marketplace, ostensibly without doing any actual fact-checking on the firm's claim. The two companies in question, Dominion and Smartmatic, have come under intense scrutiny following the 2020 elections. Democratic-heavy Dominion improperly counted ballots to create a fraudulent win for Joe Biden in Antrim County, Michigan, and caused several other glitches that required extended voting hours and delayed results. And then they go on to talk about Smartmatic's ties to Venezuela, which I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm still in that category of I am skeptical that anything is going to happen that's going to change the election, even though I am hopeful. But you know what? It become more skeptical every day. It's kind of annoying to me, actually. Dominion spokesperson has worked for Jeb Bush and Romney Ryan. Oh, great. Jeb Bush himself tweeted an article Saturday titled "How We Know Dominion Voting Machines Didn't Affect the Election Outcome." Well, now I am... I forgot about this one. I had put Dominion spokesman has worked for Jeb Bush and Romney Ryan. You know that Jeb Bush is a huge fan of the president, so there could be nothing at all wrong there. Dominion spokesperson Michael Steele. Is it the same Michael Steele? It can't be the same Michael Steele. It's got this Michael Steele. I was gonna say it's not the Michael Steele that is part of the Lincoln Project. Anyway, it could have been though. Dominion spokesperson Michael Steele, who appeared on Fox News earlier today to defend the company's voting system integrity, says on his Twitter profile his past includes working for Jeb and Romney Ryan. Yay! Oh, good Lord. Appearing on with Eric Shaw at Fox News, Steele said the provocative accusations against their voting systems coming from lawyer Sidney Powell are not true. Jeb Bush himself tweeted an article Saturday titled "How We Know Dominion Voting Machines Didn't Affect the Election Outcome." Well, it's Jeb, so you absolutely have to wait, what are we clipping? Oh, please, what are we clipping? Anyway, how do we know? Oh my God. Okay, who cares? You know that Jeb is whatever. Please clap. Oh yeah, please, absolutely. So you know if Jeb Bush says so, because everybody loves Jeb Bush. All right, let's change tacks here. Let's do a Thanksgiving theme article. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. No, when the going gets tough, celebrate Thanksgiving. This is an article from the American Thinker. For the first time in memory, we will be unable to visit our son and his family in Hawaii for Thanksgiving. The quarantine requirements have been lifted if we take and get a negative result on a COVID test. Something like 90% of the positive results on such tests are false positives. But it's a very long flight during which we'd have to be masked in flight and at the airport. And it's more than we can endure. Even if we assume the masks were efficacious, which I don't think they are, indeed, I think they are counterproductive. We find them physically uncomfortable. Thank you, Gunfox, for another $2 in the Super Chat machine. Who says, on a personal note, yesterday... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, I have another ad. My apologies. Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. Oh, I got you. Okay. We do have a new sponsor. Thank you. A new sponsor with the $2 donation. This sponsor is Hebrew Matches. Now, got to be careful here. Got to be careful, but listen carefully because I caught it. Need to 86 that building or light up your Molotov cocktails to toss at those pigs, Nazis? Try Hebrew Matches. Set aside your white guilt while burning down black businesses because Hebrew Matches is black owned. Hebrew Matches, the last match you'll ever use. Okay, that's not bad at all, and the crowd's going wild. Okay, rate the new sponsor, Hebrew Matches. Lots of new sponsors today. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Gunfox61, who says, on a personal note, yesterday welcomed Junior and the third into the world. The kids and my wife are doing well and are going to be released today. Woot, I'm off to see them. Well, congratulations. That is awesome. Congratulations, Gunfox61. And I think that deserves a, let's see, what the hell am I looking for here? Welcome to Junior and the third. Welcome Junior and the third into the world. So congratulations. That's awesome. That is fantastic. All right. Okay. Now this is Clarice Feldman talking about Thanksgiving. Most of us look forward to the holidays spent with family and friends and sharing traditional foods of the season. The autocratic governors in a number of states, most of whom were caught violating their own lockdown orders when it suited them, have mandated strict limits on such communal dining. It is doubtful that law enforcement will help them with their latest autocratic overreach. Indeed, several sheriffs have refused outright. I suppose in California, if you hang a sign saying French laundry on your door, it will serve as a sort of lamb's blood talisman in your lintels, and law enforcement will pass you by. In other states with Democratic governors and anti-Thanksgiving dictates, peaceful protest signs will work as well. After months of perfectly arbitrary COVID restrictions with claimed but unproven scientific basis, the nation is divided between those whose lives and livelihoods have been upended and want to march on state capitals with pitchforks and sharpened pikes, and those who are terrified out of their wits by a virus now largely treatable, and those without underlying health problems. The media has uniformly continued its pattern of exaggerating health risks. If it doesn't involve 11 hours of travel while masked and you want to be with your family, then go. Enjoy it. What's the point of foregoing living to save yourself from a minor risk of illness? And then, to make things even more unsettling, there's a disputed presidential election. At this point, there are so many angles to this story and so many lawsuits, I would only wreck your holiday plans by trying to describe them all and asking you to wend your way through the litigation labyrinth. Others here have been following the details all this week, and I urge you to read those reports if you want more detail. Meaning in history summarized by the most detailed press account Sidney Powell made this week. While we wait for more litigation details, some general observations seem warranted. I agree with David Cochran that a Biden victory seems implausible in an honest election. Quote, in the end, to accept Joe Biden as the legitimate chief executive, we must believe the voters hammered the Democrats in congressional, state, and local elections, yet decided to elect the leader of their party president. We must believe that he dramatically underperformed among minority voters, yet received 10 million more votes than Barack Obama. We must believe that virtually all of the reliable election bellwethers were wrong. We must believe that all of the elections in the swing states were conducted honestly, and that the Venezuelan software used to tabulate the votes was secure. All of this beggars belief. Joe Biden may be inaugurated in January, but he certainly wasn't elected president. And I find it rather amazing that those who reject the claims that the election machinery, augmenting the usual old-time Democratic fraud in cities they have destroyed, vulnerabilities were exploited to manipulate the results, ignore that not very long ago, the experts were warning of this very thing. While the security experts who range in employment from higher education to private companies claim that none of the technical vulnerabilities have actually been exploited to alter the outcome of any U.S. election, more than half of the signatories signed a letter to Congress in June 2017, urging senators and representatives to take action to minimize election security risks and sounding the alarm to preserve voter integrity by addressing problems with the electronic voting machines at U.S. polling stations. Lastly, the experts advocate for robust and statistical post-election audits before certification of the final results in federal elections, relying on the knowledge and assistance of technical experts to help complete them. This process and its results, the 2017 letter states, should be publicized. Boy, no funny, none of them are asking for that now, huh? Hello, Nunbus, how you doing? That's right.
That's right.
I didn't even see Black Hebrew Israelite here today. Is he here? Are you here, sir? I don't even know. We have seen just a few of the many affidavits the Trump team has gathered and plans to file as early as this week, but this one should give you a flavor of how significant the evidence is. It is by Russell James Ramsland Jr., the expert who persuaded Texas not to buy the Dominion machines used in the disputed states balloting. He describes the vulnerabilities of the system. He and his colleagues, I couldn't think of Stacey Abrams. Did anyone put that in the chat when I was trying to figure that out? Oh, he's here. I didn't even see him. Well, hi, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Anyway, he describes the vulnerabilities of the system, and he and his colleagues observed, as did Dr. Andrew Apple, Princeton professor of computer science, and after explaining them, concludes, quote, based on the significant anomalies and red flags that we have observed, we believe there is significant probability that election results have been manipulated within the Dominion premier systems in Michigan. The National Pulse explains with graphs one way such a manipulation occurs, stuffing the tail, quote unquote. The most startling revelation this week was Sidney Powell's acknowledgement that the U.S. Army seized in Frankfurt the servers of Skytel, the election software company, which, in his claim, enabled the vote manipulations. The precise way in which this was done and whose orders remains obscure. She made reference to one tweet to U.S. Code Title 50. War and National Defense. This suggests that covert actions under national security emergency powers are underway. I presume the material seized contains both classified and unclassified materials, which is presently being sorted for release. Neither I nor anyone outside the executive branch or the Trump legal team is likely to have more information about the justification for the seizure or the present whereabouts of the material, though a reasonable guess is FBI headquarters in Quantico, Virginia, or at Defense Intelligence Agency's headquarters in Anacostia. That is serious business. This serious business is underlined by Powell, who says a number of witnesses will need to be placed under the witness protection of the federal government. I think that among rational people of good intent, the idea that we must have all the evidence and this matter resolved immediately stems from the psychological unease that they feel dealing with uncertainty. That's where I sit. Of course, we've been down this road before. In the Jefferson-Burr battle in 1800, it took Congress 36 votes to decide Jefferson was the winner. More recently, the nation sweated 37 days after Al Gore withdrew his concession, and we watched battles over hanging chads and butterfly ballots. It's just a thought, but perhaps for once, Congress and state legislatures could get serious about electoral security. In the meantime, relax and enjoy Thanksgiving. Correction, 36 votes, not 37 to choose Jefferson. Enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner. Does anyone any of you guys have any plans? Oh, there's Black Hebrew Israelite. What's up, wipe people? Wiped for life. Yes, yes, wiped and or unwiped. That's where we stand on this show. Thanks to a joke that just will never die. That's very funny to me anyway, so I'm okay with that. So interesting. And on that note, it's kind of interesting that it's the Republicans this time who are bringing in a diverse group of incoming House Republicans, right? You know, I don't understand how the hell, how could have Joe Biden won this election? It just doesn't make sense. You would think that the blue wave, remember the blue wave they all talk about? The blue wave. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I do have my coffee today. Today it's from Brigitta's Cafe in St. Cloud, Minnesota. The cup, at least. The coffee's from my Keurig machine. Everyone take a sip and we'll keep going. It's very interesting that we now have a new group in Congress who may be able to make sense of the world, at least the way I like to make sense of the world. And this is from Legal Insurrection. A new diverse group of incoming House Republicans form the Freedom Force to counter AOC's socialists, the squad. They're the squad. When I hear this democratic socialism that is being presented within that Democratic Party, I can tell you that it only brings misery, oppression, and exile. And how do I know? Because I have lived it and I have covered it. Florida Congresswoman-elect Maria Elvira Salazar said, because she's of Cuban descent, knows a little bit about what her family talks about socialism. Not only did Republicans make big gains in the U.S. House on Election Day, but among those elected were men and women whose families fled communist and socialist countries and came to America to build better lives. I just say fantastic. They are proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And, sorry, couldn't help it. Nicole Malliotakis, New York, is the daughter of Greek and Cuban immigrants. Maria Elvira Salazar, Florida 27, parents were Cuban exiles. Carlos Jimenez, Florida 26, was born in Cuba and his family immigrated to America in 1960 after the Cuban Revolution. Jimenez, father Carlos Jimenez Sr., who was 98, passed away just days after his son was elected. Victoria Sparks, Indiana 5, was born in what was at the time known as the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. She immigrated to the U.S. in 2000. These four incoming Republican House members have formed an informal freshman caucus of sorts called the Freedom. Oh wait, this takes the Freedom Force. I'm going to use that every time I say that from now on. As a counter group to Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, New York 14, and her pro-socialism squad, which includes Representative Ilhan Omar, embarrassment for Minnesota, Representative Rashida Tlaib, Michigan 13, and Representative Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts 7. Oh, James Golly is in the house. Thank you, sir, for the donation through Streamlabs, which is in the link down below, who says, have you heard about the alleged activity of Dog Cat Fox? If so, remember to cover your ass this holiday season. Literally, just say no to Dog Cat Fox. Yes, I've heard about Dog Cat Fox. You need to be very careful about Dog Cat Fox. Usually, though, it's only when you're hanging out on moon bases, but you must be very careful. All right. So here's Maria Elvira Salazar. I was born in Miami, a community built by survivors. My parents fled Castro's socialist nightmare. We can't just let the socialist left destroy the American dream for our children. Join the Freedom Force and fight back today. Oh my goodness. Nicole Malliotakis, a natural alliance is formed among the new members of Congress whose families fled socialism or communism to achieve the American dream. Our group doesn't give a name, but we have a message to share with America. And Nikki Haley, move over, AOC. Meet Nicole Malliotakis. Did I just accidentally turn the music up? I think I did. Or is it just rocking harder? Oh, I turned my headphones up. That's what happened. Okay, music still at a good level. Nope, a little loud. There we go. All right. Move over AOC. Meet Nicole Malliotakis, the descendant of Cuban immigrants who experienced the dangers of communism, socialism up close, who has started
The Freedom Squad.
I thought it was the Freedom. Wait a minute. This Freedom Squad or the Freedom Force? What do they call it?
The Freedom Force.
Anyway, all four of them emphasized the dangers of socialism and communism during their respective campaigns and post-election, and have continued to stress how the Democratic Party's growing socialist wing will take America down a dark path if allowed to push forward unimpeded. The whole issue of socialism, communism, the extremism of my opponent, and many members of the Democratic Party gave us the victory, Jimenez told Fox and Friends after she was elected. In an interview with NBC News, Salazar said that when I hear this democratic socialism that is being presented within the Democratic Party, I can only tell that only brings misery, oppression, and exile. And how do I know? Because I have lived it and I have covered it. Malliotakis explained to Fox News in no uncertain terms how critical it was that most outspoken Republican messengers are against socialism and communism be people whose family understood most what it was like to live under it. She says, quote, but I can tell you that this is important because it is the messenger, she added. You have AOC and the Socialist Squad. Now we have individuals who come from very diverse backgrounds, many of whom fled communism or socialism themselves, or are like me, a daughter of Cuban refugees, to be those messengers to say why socialism is bad and push back and to make sure that we fight to preserve our freedoms and liberties and we reopen our economy and we keep the capitalist system that provides jobs and opportunity. I love these women. Sparks, too, has been vocal in speaking out against Democratic efforts to turn the country into a socialist nightmare. She says, I grew up in a socialist country, the Socialist Republic of Ukraine. I saw what happens when it runs out of money and it's not pretty. And now I came to America 20 years ago with a suitcase after meeting my husband on a train in Europe. He's raised and born a Hoosier. And now we're building socialism? I'm kind of going full circle. I can tell you what is going to be next. It's very sad for me to see that. So anyway, the interviews, I'm going to just, if you want to look at some of the interviews, I'm not going to play them here today, but I will put this article in the chat so that you can see what
The Freedom Squad
has to say. Anyway, there's the articles there. All right, let's see. We're running out of time here. Let me see what I'm going to finish up with. Like I said, I got here late, so I didn't get to plan the show that much, so I'm kind of just flipping through the old whatchamacallits. I thought this was what's the word for it? Not disheartening. This one made me happy. This one made me happy to hear. So apparently, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, decided to have some new restrictions in California, and I hinted at this already, but this is awesome. Every sheriff in Los Angeles region refusing to enforce Gavin Newsom's COVID curfew. And I think pretty much that applies in Minnesota too. All the northern, all the like sheriffs in the northern counties, Well, I'm just saying, yeah, we're not going to enforce any of that shit. Because now in Minnesota, they told us you can only have people of your own household in for Thanksgiving dinner. You have to be immediate family members only. And what I'm telling Governor Walz is fuck off. Did I say that out loud? Hello, Galactic North. How you doing? Anyway, sheriffs in 5 Southern California counties with a total population of 17.25 million people, equivalent to the 5th most populous state, are defying that state governor. They will not arrest people for violating the statewide curfew that Governor Gavin Newsom has imposed starting today, apparently on the belief that the virus wakes up and goes out at 10 p.m. Bill Milligan of KTTV Fox 11 in Los Angeles contacted them about enforcing the statewide curfew We have now heard from every sheriff in our Southern California viewing area. San Bernardino, Orange, Ventura, Riverside counties will not actively enforce the curfew order. LA Sheriff will take a voluntary compliance education first approach, but will not make any arrests related to that order. Yes! Yes! That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Give those guys the bell. Thank you, James Colley. For the $2 super chat, who asked the question, another Boomer Monday? What the hell does that mean? What am I doing something wrong here? Am I not paying attention to chat? What did I do? What did I do? I'm looking through the chat. What did I do? Don't fart until you see the whites of their eyes. Oh my goodness, I don't know what that means. Another Boomer Monday. No, it's Metal Monday. Mr. Nose here. Bobcat. Oh, I just said hi, Bobcat Klein. BG's in the house. By the way, good morning, James Colley. I thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by there. I don't know. And why? What's with? It's amazing anybody's listening to these intrusive rules. I think people are finally fed up. And I think all of these politicians are in for a very, very rude awakening. I really do. I can't wait till some of these people are up for their next election. Do you think Andrew Cuomo, with that award, that Emmy, do you think anyone in the state, I'm going to say the vast majority of the state of New York is going to tell him to get the hell out of there? They're going to talk about how many people I don't like to say that, for example, I don't think President Trump's responsible for the number of deaths in the United States. We're a country that it's, you know what, even if you tell people what to do, they're not going to do what you tell them to do. And it's a virus. And my wife and I were talking about this. My wife is an RN and knows a lot about this shit. She's like, it's a virus. You don't stop a virus. Even if no matter how many people, if one person goes somewhere, they're likely that you can catch the virus. And it's just, I don't know. Anyway, back to this. We've heard now from every sheriff in Southern California viewing area, Santa Bernardino, Orange, Ventura, Riverside counties. Oh, I already read that. Let's see. And we've heard from the sheriffs, and we are now starting to hear from city police departments about the curfew. Ontario and Laguna Beach PDs say they will not actively enforce the order seeking voluntary compliance. Costa Mesa and Irvine police will take part in enforcement. Newsom has lost all credibility for restricting activity in the name of suppressing the spread of COVID. He was caught and exposed flouting his own ridiculous strictures on eating in restaurants. Put your mask back on between bites for food. They weren't even wearing masks at that dinner party he had. Public exposure of his maskless attendance at a party full of lobbyists at one of the fanciest restaurants in the world with no social distancing was bad enough. But his subsequent lying, smirking non-apology may well be the death knell for his political career. His behavior was in utter disregard of his own guidelines for Californians observing Thanksgiving. Oh, by the way, and I don't even need to read the rest of this article. Did you hear the latest? On Gavin Newsom? Gavin Newsom and his immediate family are now under quarantine. Gavin Newsom, apparently someone in his immediate family has been exposed to COVID-19 and he's under quarantine based on his own state's guidelines. So, it's juicy, baby. It's juicy. Speaking of juicy, thank you, Chicago Mike, for the 556. This show is sponsored by Fredo Cuomo Toll Plaza for all your toll plaza needs. Thank you.
China is asshole.
Whoops, wrong one. It's supposed to be a clap. I don't want to get the clap, but there's the clap. There you go. And holy smokes, it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. I still don't have that That Jesse Lee Peterson amazing clip, but I'll just say it myself. It's amazing. Also, it hasn't popped up on my screen. There it is. Thank you, James Colley. I see another super chat for the $5. Thank you, sir. Award for mass murder. If that guy with the funny mustache had been more diverse, he might have gotten the same award Cuomo won. Yeah, I think so. And there's the music interlude. Okay. Let's finish up. Let me see. Oh my God. Wait, what? Oh, this is good. This is good. This is funny. Okay. We might be finishing this one. We'll see how long it takes. So apparently, our sponsor Hebrew Matches has another ad. Fantastic. Hebrew Matches as another $2 Streamlabs, and thank you for the new ad. On this show, you might get multiple ads for the same product, and this is definitely one of those. Hebrew Matches with the $2 says, celebrate your First Amendment by burning the American flag. Try Hebrew Matches. Practice your environmentalism by burning down old-growth forest on the West Coast. Don't forget your Hebrew Matches, guaranteed to burn shit down. That's right.
That's right.
There you go. So, and again, it's the Hebrew Matches is a black-owned company. Just reminding you. So support black-owned business by supporting Hebrew Matches. Thank you very much. Finally, let's finish up with one more just beautiful, happy, feel-good ad of the day, or not feel-good, but this is the feel-good article of the day. Brought to you by the state of New Jersey. You're such a dick! New Jersey governor confronted eating maskless outside with his family. Democratic New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy was confronted by several angry people as he ate outside a restaurant with his family, a video posted on Sunday shows. Video footage posted by the Twitter account Breaking 9/11 showed the New Jersey governor eating outside a restaurant with 5 other people the account identified as his family members. So I'll turn down the old we'll turn down the rock and roll, and listen, and this is great. Anyway, here, maybe it'll play.
Oh my God, it is. Hey, how you doing?
Oh my God, Murphy,
how you doing?
Such a dick.
You're having fun with your family. In the meantime, you're having all kind of other bullshit going on at your house.
No, I'm not drunk, as a matter of fact.
Put your mask on.
You can go fuck yourself. How's that?
Oh my God.
You know why I don't need a mask? Because there ain't nothing fucking wrong with me.
I like your Trump phone
You're
case.
fucking right.
Guess who Trump likes? He likes my dad.
No, he doesn't like your
Oh, he
face.
does. He does.
Get the fuck out of here.
Thank you. Let's go. Get the fuck out of here. You know what?
Oh, now he puts his mask on.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh my God, Murphy,
How you doing?
Such a dick.
You're having fun
I
with
just
your
played it
family.
again
In the
'cause
meantime, you're
it's,
having all kind of other bullshit going on at your house.
No, I'm not drunk, as a matter
Wow,
of fact.
his kids are mouthy
You
too,
can
though.
go
But
fuck yourself. How's that? I don't need a fucking
that's a little. Now look, here's the thing.
Because there ain't
I
nothing
like your
fucking wrong
Trump.
with me.
I like your Trump phone
You're
case.
fucking right.
Guess who Trump likes? He likes my dad.
he doesn't.
So
like
here's the
your
thing.
face. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna just turn that off for a second. I do not condone screaming people at politicians while they're out with their family. You know, I just don't. I don't condone it. However, when you have a governor who has kind of been a dick about things like this, and he said, why is he bringing up Trump? Apparently she had a Trump sticker on her phone case or something. I'm not sure. But this is one of those governors who, like Andrew Cuomo, like Gavin Newsom, like what's-her-face, Gretchen Whitler up in Michigan. The do as I say, but not as I do types, right? New Jersey's one of those states where they say, wear your mask while you're eating, but put the mask on in between bites. And so Again, when politicians out in public, I'm not going to tell you to do what Maxine Waters tells you to do. I'm not going to tell you. But yes, Auntie Maxie said it's okay. So maybe, just maybe, let's just say the Schadenfreude flows deep. I'm just saying. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen. The show is a little bit discombobulated today because I'm a little bit discombobulated today. But thanks to my great sponsors today, I feel the show is a success. It's amazing to have such wonderful sponsors here for the show every day. Thank you to our sponsors. I have to look them up here. Well, first of all, Gunfox61, thank you for the chats today. Also, Purple Pill with brought the sponsor. Nancy Pelosi's Adventure Denture Cream, thank you to that new sponsor. Big Ass Brick Company, thank you. Hebrew Mattress Company. Be careful of dog, Cat Fox. Thanks for reminding us, James Colley. Also, no, it's not a Boomer Monday. Also, Fredo Cuomo Toll Plaza, thank you for being a sponsor today. And Hebrew Matches for doing multiple ads on the show. So greatly appreciate
That's right.
it. And I can't thank you enough. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the show. But it's not the end of the week. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Before you do anything, don't click that arrow that takes you away from this channel until you click the like button. Please make sure you do that. Also, if you really like the show, you can always do donations through the Streamlabs link in the description down below, or YouTube Super Chats, or Venmo, or Cashapp. All of that is in the description down below. Also, if you would be so kind, share the stream out. If you're watching on replay, put a comment in the comment section so that I know you were here. And I think I've said all the things that I need to say at the end of my show, other than thank you so much for joining me today. If you're not subscribed, click that button and click the bell and make sure you get notifications. Follow me on Twitter, mine's Gavin Parler. That's all I got for today, people. It's time for me to go. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Whoop, wrong button. There we go. Click it. Go.
Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.